students, Kat Bartlett back again. Today we're going to talk about a specific short story in this little video. The short story is in your text, page 733. Page 733. You might want to have your book out and follow along. The name of the story is ENC. It's by a very famous writer named John Updike. And I have a couple of things we're going to focus on today. We're going to look in this sample discussion at the short story's setting and point of view. And I know you did your literary terms, so you know that setting involves both time and place that the story occurs. Point of view is the narrator, who's speaking, who's talking to us in this story. So I'm going to read just with you a little bit of the opening of that story, and let's see what we think about setting and point of view. Take a note there. Off to the right of ENC, there's a date. Do you see it? 1961. Maybe you know a little something about the 60s. Maybe you think it was all the time of peace and love and hippies and protests. But this is 1961. And in the early 60s, things had not yet gotten all revolutionary. In fact, it was still a lot more like the 1950s, where rules applied. People did not walk around with their shirts untucked and their hair all long. And they certainly didn't walk into a grocery store wearing nothing but a bathing suit. Hey, if you live here in a beach community, you see people in bathing suits at the 7-Eleven all the time. But in 1961, people did not do such things. You have to know that about the setting to understand this story. Let's see how it begins. Well, in walks these three girls in nothing but bathing suits. I'm in the third checkout slot with my back to the door, so I don't see them till they're over by the bread. The one that caught my eye first was the one with the plaid green two-piece. She was a chunky kid with a good tan, a sweet, soft-looking can with these two crescents of white just under it where the sun never seems to hit at the tops of the back of her legs. I stood there with my hand on a box of hi-ho crackers trying to remember if I rang it up or not. I ring it up again, and the customer starts giving me hell. She's one of those cash register watchers, a witch about 50 with rouge on her cheekbones and no eyebrows, and I know it made her day to trip me up. She'd been watching cash registers for 50 years and probably never seen a mistake before. Now, what does that author do in that opening paragraph? Where are we in the setting? Not just 1961. We're at a grocery store. And who's our narrator? Male or female? Oh, it's a guy, obviously, the way he's checking out the girls in the bathing suits. And what's his point of view? Well, he's not really too happy in his job, is he? He doesn't really care much for these customers who are trying to see if he makes a mistake. You ever work a cash register? Maybe you know those kind of customers. But we also get that he's checking out the girls. Any age sort of inferred here? He's probably a younger guy by his attitude, by the use of profanity, which John Updike will throw that in there, not to shock you or to offend you or to be a bad person, but to develop that character, that point of view. Who is this guy? Now your imagination comes into play. Like we said in our other video, imagine you're back in 1961. You're in that grocery store. What do you think is going to happen next? Keep reading Updike's ENC. We'll talk about it in the discussion board. We'll have a quiz, obviously, and you may choose to write about it in your essay. Thanks for viewing. I'll see you in the discussion board. Bye.